more supposed to do tomorrow, but that has got postponed because of the proposed Bandh call. However, what we are going to do today is essentially a talk by co-convener Kanchana Mukhopadhyay, who, apart from being the co-convener, is a very well-known historian, book publisher, and has one of the most iconic bookstores on Park Street called Bingsha Shatabdi, which was started by her late father, and she's continuing the family tradition. And a very knowledgeable person. She had, on behalf of INTAC, carried out a survey on maritime survey and documentation of maritime heritage along the east coast of Bengal and Orissa. So during that, this was a few years back, and during this documentation survey, she came across this very interesting project, which she filmed and is going to share with us today. This is on the life cycle of the olive ridley turtles. Most of us have heard about them, but very few of us have had the opportunity of seeing them. So at least today we'll get a chance to see them on visual medium. So over to you, Kanchana. When you can start sharing the screen whenever you want. Adi will do the needful, and then your film is there on your computer, I suppose. Great. Okay, over to you.
Thank you, Jim, for offering me the chance to share some beautiful experience with our INTAC members. As a short introduction, I would like to tell you this was a joint project of Basanset Memorial Foundation, who have mostly financed the All India Coastal Documentation Project in collaboration with INTAC Central Office. And then Jim entrusted me to have a basic documentation. I should say it is very basic documentation of natural and architectural heritage of the eastern coast of Bengal, eastern coast of India, that is West Bengal and Orissa. As you all know, the West Bengal coast is only 70 kilometers. We have only 70 kilometers of Bay of Bengal, West Bengal. So we continued the project. We took the riverine heritage of Bengal also up to Bajpayee. But that is another story. Today I'm going to talk about the, as Jim has rightly pointed out, about the natural heritage of this extinguishing natural heritage of olive of life cycle of olive ridley turtle. Mm, because this was an amazing scene which I am going to share with you. You will find the video is absolutely amateurish. Video has been taken by another member of INTAC, Shubhrushil, and my explanation is also like that. But this is something which I wanted to share with you, with some still photographs and with a short film. You have all heard about olive-ridley turtle and their ratio of their birth and full-grown olive-ridley turtle is 1,000:1. As she has just now she has pointed out that many of them are dying because of the fishing nets. They are being caught in the fishing nets, and the government is paying to use different type of fishing nets, but they are not using. Whether it is a fault of the middleman or the government is callous, I don't know. But they are dying over there. And there are many other reasons to die also. We will find after some years, we will find it's like a dodo of Mauritius or something like that. And olive ridley turtle is a typically tropical tropical animal, not animal, tropical, what can I say? Because they can amphibian, because they can move on the shore and obviously they can swim. And for this documentation we had to take there are in eastern coast we find them in Bhitarkanika area, in Rishikula river mouth area, and Rishikula river mouth and Devi river mouth in Orissa. But otherwise, we can find them. The range of movement of olive ridley turtle is absolutely topical in the Eastern Pacific. Nesting takes place from South Sonora, south to Colombia, Mexico, and non-nesting individuals are occasionally found in southwestern United States, Ecuador, Peru, and Chile, though very few in numbers. The distributions of olive ridley turtles are very scarce everywhere. All the widespread low density nesting occurs in the Indian Ocean and in some part of Bay of Bengal, as you are going to say, and minor nesting occurs alongside the green turtles at Hawke's Bay, Pakistan, and also in parts of New Britain, Mozambique, Madagascar, Peninsular Malaysia, and other places in this region. The most astonishing part of olive ridley's life cycle is that I never knew that how I don't know where a olive ridley can place a female olive ridley can identify the location of her birth, and when she comes to lay egg she comes exactly in the same place to lay her egg. I don't know how it is possible, but it is how it is. Their process starts. They have a 45-day gap between the mass mating, mass hatching, and mass mating, mass egg laying, and mass hatching. I'll show you the pictures of that one by one, and you will find it is an amazing scene how they come and they prepare the bed for laying eggs. Because though I have taken some still photographs of mass mating, we had to take a very basic steamboat from Rishikula river mouth, and we went to the confluence of the sea, and the sea was very rough, so I couldn't take the movie. I took the movie, but it didn't work out. So I had some still photographs of mass mating. It usually begins from the middle of November and continue. It depends, either from the beginning of November continues till middle of December, or if it begins a little bit late it continues up to the end of December. End of December. And then after 45 days, the mass hatching starts, depending upon the days also, depending upon the days of mating. That also lasts for 1 or 2 weeks. And from the end of March till the end, from the third week of March till the first week of May or end of April, the mass hatching, mass egging and mass hatching occurs. So with the photos, I think you'll be able to understand it more clearly. We need to put it there. I'm going to show you first the still photos, and then I'll show you a very short film on this subject. বেরিয়েছে না হচ্ছে বলো যে তুমি একবার জয়েন করবে
Are you able to share screen? Are you getting the share screen?
I'm trying to.
Okay, okay.
A few more minutes. Share screen হচ্ছে।
এসে গেছে।
এসে গেছে?
হ্যাঁ, হ্যাঁ।
আচ্ছা, আচ্ছা। So দাঁড়া থাকবি ভিডিওটা করে দিবি। আচ্ছা, this is the center. This is the center from where we started our. We stayed at night in Rambha, and from Rambha it is some few kilometers. That is near the Rishikula river mouth, and this center, the Sea Turtle Interpretation Center, has been established by Basant Seth Foundation. It is in Ganjam district, huh? It is in Ganjam district. So this is the center from where we started our. Yeah, Rishikula Sea Turtle Protection Center. This has been sponsored by Basant Seth Memorial Foundation. From here we started, and this is the interpretation center where you can have some resource person to enlighten you about the olive ridley turtle life cycle. This is a full-grown olive ridley, which normally weighs between 10 to 20 kgs. And this female olive ridley has come. This is the scene. This is a photograph just before she came to lay eggs. This is the first egg laying. Can you see the eggs?
Yeah, yeah.
Can you see? Okay. I'm showing you the photographs one after another. She is still laying eggs. You can see. And the eggs are like a ping pong ball. They don't have a hard shell. The shell is very soft. At that point of time, we were allowed to touch the egg. Now I have heard it is forbidden. This is the size of the egg. And can you imagine, after the egg laying process is finished, this mother turtle, she covers the whole area with sand. With her flipper, she covers the whole area with sand so that no dogs or foxes can come and eat the eggs. Because eggs don't have a hard shell, so she covers it. And our interpreter, he told us that when there is a windy day, more mother turtle come to lay eggs, because with the wind, normally the bed is covered with the sand, so the dogs are unable to find the.
नहीं
Yeah. This is the children mother turtle, and this is the size of the after hatching. This is the size of after hatching. And can you imagine? This is the full size, and this is the size of the baby turtle. They are just trying to come out from the bed. Just have a look how they are coming out from the bed of sand. We have to be there by 3 o'clock in the morning. From 3 to 4:30, mass cycle happens. This baby turtle, he or she is moving towards the sea. The moment they come out from the bed, they start moving towards the sea. As you can see. And you know why the time is between 3 to 4:30 in the morning? Because after the sun rises, the crows and other animals come to eat them. So normally they try to reach the sea before 4:30. And this is a body of a turtle which had some difficulty to reach there, and obviously this is the end of his journey. These are the videoটা লাগিয়ে দাও। These are the still photographs, and now I want to share with you the video which we have taken. Just wait for 2 more minutes to share the video. I'm going to share the video.
Just one question about the shell of the turtle. Is it soft when the baby turtle, that is? Very soft.
Yeah, it is just like orange. It's
Okay.
just like orange. It is not hard shell. That's why they are prone to be. Can you see the video?
Yeah, yeah. We can see the screen. I mean, the title page.
Yeah. Yeah. This was the project of Calcutta Intech, of course, and under the guidance of Mr. Kapoor, we did it. This is a very amateurish video, of course, but you can understand what is happening.
Okay. কনসোলটা দেখুন।
হ্যালো হ্যালো
Good photography. Very good photography, yes.
can you see how she is covering the whole bed?
Yeah, amazing.
The mother turtle, she covers the whole bed.
আমার নিজের আমি নিজের আমি কোথায় খুঁজে বার করলাম এই যদি একটু দেবত্ব খেলো আছে আমরা চারপাশে একটু ভালো এটা পারবে আসলে দেখতে একটু আলোটা পারবে Obviously, she is not liking the fact that I am getting her.
How many eggs they lay generally? Any idea?
ठीक है मैं डॉक्टर का क्वेश्चन नहीं होगा मोर मुश्किल किया मेरा हमारा लाइफ तो ज्यादा तेज नहीं है और नो
Hello. Jointo, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Jointo, in Sri Lanka, we had
Ah,
1
before-
day, 2 days, and 3 days had this babies.
Yes,
You remember?
yes, I remember very well.
The first day was like paper, second day was okay, and third day it was very difficult. It was not remaining in the palm. You remember?
Yes, yes.
बहुत टेस्टी अरे तुझे तो अच्छा अंडा खाने के लिए ये आ जाएगा
Very well done. Very good photography, Shubhro. Very good, wonderful.
এটা মেয়েদের মতো চাইনিজ হিরোইনদের মতো চোখগুলো করছে
Hmm.
এই পুরো সাইকেলটা দেখতে হবে অনিন্দ ডিসেম্বরে ডিসেম্বরে মাস মেকিং তারপরে মাস নেস্টিং তারপর মাস অ্যাঙ্কিং বাবারে আজকে জন্মেছে ভাবুন চোখ ফুটেনি আঁখ খোলা रहता है दिदी हाँ आँख खुला ही है हाँ
हाँ
ऐसे निकलने वाला चीज मिलेगा
तो क्या मिलेगा जाते वाला
আই
मिलेगा
আলোটা ধরো ঠিক করে একটু
देखें नॉनिंदा একটা पॉइंट থেকে কিরকম আস্তে আস্তে শত बजे हैं
वो तो 4:30 के वही अंदर इधर आने
ठीक है तब अभी चले जाएंगे
उस तरफ जाओ दूसरा फोटो लेना
মন্দির উঠে আসে হাতের মন্দির উঠে আসে বাবারে পাখা নাচে ড্রাগন ফ্লাই নাহলে পেট চিপটাচ্ছে কি হয়েছে বাবা ভয় পাচ্ছ তুমি হ্যাঁ ভয় পাচ্ছ নামিয়ে দি নড়তেও ভয় করছে এলে ছড়িয়ে ছিটিয়ে একাকার হয়ে গেছে কি হয়েছে বাবা
ঠিক 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 আঁকি আমার পজিশনটা দাও
তাড়াতাড়ি করো কি হয়েছে বাবা কি ভয় করে নাকি अब ऐसे बताएंगे हम लोग टिकट खरीद के जल्दी से बेरहमपुर चले आएंगे
अभी वहां से जाने के चक्कर
नहीं अब तो जरूरत नहीं होगी ना
छत्र को उधर जाओ हम
हाँ।
यहाँ पे
हाँ
अभी दिक्कत है पूरा इधर सब काम हो जाएगा अभी हमारे में रुकने का भी जैसे और कुछ दिन के बाद यहाँ पे
रहने का भी बंदोबस्त नहीं है ना अच्छा ठीक है আবার কাল আসবো সকালে কাল সকালে আবার আসবো
প্রচন্ড মাল আছে completely uncertain world fatality rate 0.1%
হ্যাঁ 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 300 মাইল একটা মান করে একটা মান কিন্তু একটু নিচু করে দেখি একটু বাদে সব স্প্রেড
দেখা দেখা মনি দেখা আপনি তো দেখা
আমার হাতে একটু দেখাও না আমার দুটো ছেড়ে আমি কি করেছি কিরম ফেস করছে দেখো দাঁড়া কি হয়েছে
ওরা বড় হতে হতে সোজা অস্ট্রেলিয়া চলে যাবে
আরে এই ব্যাটা উল্টো দিকে যায়
ছাড়িয়ে হয়
ডেট বিউটিফুল
চল 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 এখনো যায়নি বেটা আছে এখন চলো এই বালুকা বেলায় এটাকে উদ্ধার করি নাকি উল্টো দিক থেকে আস্তে করে নামিয়ে দিয়ে দেবো
Thank you.
ধীরা দেখে যা অলিভ রিডলি এইটুকু বাচ্চা জলে যাচ্ছে আয় আয় আয়, দৌড়ে এই দেখ এগুলো হচ্ছে টার্টেল এগুলো কি turtles are going to sea they are hatched from the eggs now they are going towards sea এই যে ধরে নিচ্ছে দেখো
I think it has been injured.
এই দেখ হ্যাঁ ওই যে এই সমুদ্রের জলে ঢুকে গেল হ্যাঁ টয় না এগুলো লাইফ বেবি yes real baby these are all baby tortoise okay just hatched from the egg
See the crow's feet because they were just after the newborns. That's why many of them try to reach the sea before 4:30 in the morning. Otherwise, they fall prey to the crows and other.
এই প্রথম দেখলাম মানে এই ধরনের সিরিয়াল
Okay. Yeah. So this was basically.
Great. Wonderful. Anyway, there are a few questions in the chat box.
Let me see.
So if you could address them, and then maybe we can have a chat also with any others. Can you see that
Yeah.
question?
How many eggs
Okay.
each turtle lays gradually? Normally, something between 50 to 200 eggs.
Okay, thank you.
In one lay, normally it is 50 to 200 eggs. That depends upon the mother turtle. And as I have told you, as the skin is semi-soft, some of them fall prey. They die with their head.
বলে দাও কোথায় কোথায় যাবে
প্রথমে সপ্তমে যাবো
সপ্তপর্ণি আগে
হ্যাঁ
আগে বালিগঞ্জ চলো
No, just after Balak Babu, your question, I can tell you this is very unusual. The moment the mother lays egg, she doesn't have any contact with the babies because it takes 45 days to hatch the eggs. So the moment the mother finishes laying eggs, she goes back to the sea and she never turns back. But the only thing is that, which I was mentioning before, the baby turtles, the female baby turtles, they will come to lay eggs at the same point where they were born. This is very unusual. I don't know how it is possible, but this turtle information center, they have put some sort of tag in their bodies, and they have found that the same baby comes to lay on the same point. If it is in Bhitarkonika, then she will have to come to Bhitarkonika. She can't go to Brazil. I don't know how it happens. How the baby turtles come to know about the direction towards the sea? Any baby turtle moves in opposite direction. Yes, some baby turtles move in opposite direction. That is also there. Many of them can't reach the sea at all, and that depends upon their fort. How forcefully they can go to the sea. Everything depends upon them, upon their own capacity. Their might is right. Who comes first from the bed? Who goes first to the sea? Their life depends on them.
Hello.
Yes. So from my side, this is the presentation which I think I am enough to have it. Yes. Now I don't know whether you were permitted to touch the baby or to touch the egg. At that time, it was possible, but now I have heard that other ecological ones, they have put some restrictions.
দেখো একটা কাগজ দিতে এসেছি নিয়ে নাও তো।
So this is the end of the of my presentation, and as they are a part of our, and even the Rishikula river mouth where we passed the night under the starlit night, we just slept over there to see the mass hatching at 3 o'clock. We had to stay from 12 o'clock from Chhatrapur, either from Chhatrapur or from Rambha. You can go there. Now that place doesn't exist anymore, because it has been covered, it has been inundated by the sea. That location is no more there. That's what I have heard. I have heard at the last point that the location is no more existent. So that is the story.
So Debashish Debugupta wants to know what is the time meeting and the hatching.
The mass mating starts, actually it depends upon the season. It starts after the monsoon, depending upon the winter. If the winter comes early, then it starts at the beginning of November. If it is late, then it starts at the middle of November. And it takes 45 days, mass mating. Then there is a gap.
And then the laying?
1 to 2 weeks. Then there is a gap of 45 days for mass hatching.
Okay, after the laying and after they have covered all the with sand, then another 45 days for hatching.
Yeah.
So you went twice, is it? You were there when the laying
Actually, I
was there, then 45 days later you went.
Yeah.
Okay.
At that time, you were pressurized.
So you got...
I'm not completing it because it took time.
Anyway, you did a good job. That's the important thing.
And it is such a nice experience. I have never seen something like that before. I've never seen something like that.
No, great.
There is a question from Jayant Vasu.
What is the survival rate?
1:1,000 is to 1. A full-grown olive ridley turtle survives. The ratio is 1,000 is to 1. If 1,000 is born on that day, only one will have a full life.
Only one will have a full life.
1,000 is to 1. That's why it is so endangered. 1,000 is to 1 is the rate.
Oh my God.
1,000 is and now
So many which went to the sea, they will drown or they will die, or they will get devoured or whatever.
yeah, and many of them are being killed by the fishing trawlers, as she has just mentioned. And and for pesticides, now you can find in turtles the pesticides, heavy metals and plastics elements in their egg and in their with their food they eat. So they're dying for that also. With the marine debris, their lifespan has become very short. That's why they have become so.
Right. So, and are they being protected in the sea, or rather in the seashore, so that the hatching and all that is done under a protective area? Is that kind of activity taking place, or they are still out in the with nature?
Other countries, I don't know what is happening, but for particularly for Orissa, they are trying to protect that's why they are now forbidding the entry of general public and other people, and for villagers also. For villagers also, they're trying to prohibit the entries and everything. And for other countries, I'm sure they are much more conscious, they're doing much more. And for the fishing trawlers, as I have already said, they're trying to restrain them, but with no effect at all.
Okay. Any other questions? So anyway, yeah, sorry, go ahead, please.
Devashish Babu was asking, what is the time between mating and hatching? As I have told you, it normally takes 2 weeks, then 45 days gap, then again 2 weeks. Isn't there the pit where they hatch. Yes, they do. They do hatch in Bhitarkanika, and there are some scanty hatching spots. There are some scanty hatching spots all over the tropical world. There are some, as I have told you, in Mexico there are, and in India, apart from India, Sri Lanka, there are some minor hatching spots, and Hawke's Bay, Madagascar, Mozambique, they have some hatching spots also.
In India, other than Orissa, are there any states which have hatching spots for olive ridley?
I have not heard. I have not heard of it. But if it is connected with the Indian Ocean, I don't find any reason why there shouldn't be any spot in Andhra. The only reason can be the ancestors were never born there, so they are not hatching there. In Andhra, I have never heard that there is any hatching spot or egg-laying spot in Andhra, but they're sharing the same coastal region.
Coastline.
Yeah, I don't understand why they don't come there.
This is really an amazing phenomenon. Thank you. That was lovely. So interesting.
Yes, so GM.
Yeah, anyway, if there are no further questions or comments or observations, we will end today's session with a round of thanks and applause to Kanchana for this excellent presentation. We are, it's a real feat of nature. I mean, how nature works in all its wonder. And we are bent on destroying the nature in all its glory, unfortunately. But anyway, thank you very much. At least we have a record of what is there. And in fact, in Intact, that is one of our major objectives, is to document our heritage, because a lot of it is being destroyed on a daily basis. So at least the least we can do is document it and keep it for our coming generations. At least if they can't see the real thing, they can at least have a look at the record. So thank you very much, Kanchana. Thank you, members, for having attended. And this brings us to the end of the World Heritage Week programs. There is one more program which we are proposing, which will probably, it was planned for tomorrow. As I had mentioned earlier, Mrs. Indrani Sarkar has prepared a compendium of heritage houses of eminent personalities in Calcutta. So from there, we have chosen 10 personalities for which we are going to put up plaques to highlight the fact that they lived in that particular residence. And that one which we were going to start with tomorrow is the residence of Pankaj Malik. Now, unfortunately, there is a Bandh call, so everybody is a bit apprehensive. So we have decided to postpone that. We will inform you as and when the date is fixed. And this is going to be a physical program. So we will record it also, but this is going to be, because it has to be fixed on the wall of that residence. We will keep you informed, and we will also keep you informed of the other 9 eminent personalities whom we will honor. And this is our basic activity in this World Heritage Week. Thank you very much to all of you for having participated. Yes, sorry.
Thank you. I really thank you for offering me this chance to document.
No, this is, I mean, there's no chance. It is a very important thing which all of us have. It's a learning experience for all of us. And it's very wonderful that you shared it with us. I remember seeing this, of course, many years back, but that we could share it today with all our members. It's a great experience. Thank you very much, Kanchana. Okay, folks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, GM. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Kanchana.
Very interesting week. Thank you, Kanchana.
Okay, we are trying to put up everything on YouTube in a short while, maybe in a few days. So if you want to watch, you can tell anybody else. The link will be shared.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, bye everyone. Thank you, Adi, for having
Yeah, thank-
patiently looked after us. Yeah.